Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Uh, Nebula Hedwich is awake. A little late, but I'm awake. Dun 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 dun. I kind of woke up today and fell back to sleep after I fed Nyx. My bad. Well, I kind of needed it. But I hope everyone's doing okay this morning, this time zone, wherever you may be. Hold on, I'm just setting up. So I have Lo-Fi City, or is it Lo-Fi City? What program is this? Spirit City. And it's got music and sounds. There we go. That should come through. That way there can be a little bit of background music while I doodle and draw and yap. Yeah. So for today, I had wanted to try and get a bit of this one. This is the one. Get a bit of anatomy practice. Kind of try to get some anatomy practice. I'm not too sure where to start on it. Like everything I looked up was like, oh, good place to start is, you know, trace of a art, trace of a people, get an understanding of body shape and all that other jazz. So I went and I downloaded a few photos off of a website called TrueRef. Where is it? PureRef, I think it was. Right? No. That's a different thing. I just had it. It's this website that has a bunch of cool figure people like pose and everything. TrueRef? It is TrueRef, right? Yeah. So I went and downloaded some of their photos because they do have a lot of free photos. So I'm gonna stick those into screen and give it a shot, like trying to trace like over like their body, like body parts, like their limbs, their legs, understanding where their joints are, to try and learn that, I guess. I also want to do a bit of warm-up with line of action. Let me see, like a little warm-up. I've been trying to urge myself to draw a little bit every day. It's not easy because I am easily distracted, and it's I want to draw, but then I'm like, ooh, but I want to play something else, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. So I end up kind of not really doing much of anything. So, but at least on Tuesdays, I get a little bit of drawing in. Even if it's not fantastical or, you know, fancy, it's gotta start somewhere. That's the way I see it, at least. Also, I started using this pencil, and it's like an actual like charcoal pencil kind of deal. I like it. I like it. Probably not the one I should be using. I should be using things in like the digital stuff. Like, what is this? Brush? I could have like nice, smooth, fancy lines. But I really wanna try and use or do it with like pencils. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I don't have much of a style, I guess, how I draw. So, it is what it is for now. So let's go ahead and start a little bit of figure drawing. Oh, wait. Pause this. I should probably lower my tablet into a better position. It's a little more comfortable. Maybe turn on my light. There we go. Okay. Move my mic over a little bit so I can see what I'm trying to draw. Yes. It's like, okay, so starting off, his head's a little bit downward. And that's his torso. And he's got a leg like that. I'm just trying to draw like an understanding of how their bodies are moving, kind of deal. I have to figure out a bit of sizing. Even if the side proportions aren't fully right, I can at least see that's a little too off. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It is okay. Essentially, you know, head, arms, legs crossed over, he's sitting on a chair. Like his arm is over his face, arm is reaching across. This one's about a minute to draw. So let's. Her face is against me. Difficult one. Okay. We'll be sitting down. You can't see the line behind him. Oops. I don't know how much I'm able to draw in just a minute. You're getting a little bit more detail than a little bit better. this one has 5 minutes and I didn't even realize it. That's fine. This is a little bit off center from where it needs to be. That's fine, that's fine. It's a little off. This should be more bluish. Be there. This kind of neck and the shoulder will probably flow better and not look super disconjointed, I think. Because there's supposed to be like a chain going from one to here to here. And this is supposed to be like the midpoint of her waist so she can turn and bend and everything. It's like a little, joints are a little bit off. But new picture. Oh my god. Oh no. So this will be or so. A little bit on the skin side. Let's do that. space on the page, but that's funny. Where's it? Oh wait. Oh wait. Oh wait. I didn't really see that one. I thought it's behind. Okay. And then for the arms, it's more bearish. And it comes across the chest. Because the hand is like that. And in the second hand, you don't really see much of it because it's just coming out from underneath. And it's like that. Because he's holding something like that. That's not terrible, honestly. I mean, comparatively to others, I'm sure it's not great, but it's... And her pose isn't exact, because her pose is not that pronounced curve, but her body is a bit more curved, I guess. But all things considered, it's pretty close. Closer than I've gotten in a lot of other things, so. Draw that last week. Okay, next pose. Ballerina. Alright. I got 10 minutes on you. Oh. Kind of like that? Yeah. And this one's a little difficult because her body is turned. It's... It's not spot on, but oops. And this arm is way too big. Ish, kinda ish, kinda ish. I'm not quite sure how to bring, like the chest is like that kind of deal. Okay, but this actually works with going the way the arm is, because the arm is here on both sides, and one's going this way. And the other one is going that way. Just to get it a little more in line so that it does look to flow a little better. Because her body is like this, and her leg kind of continues that kind of trend. And her arms do look like they're got a curve to it. That's terrible. I'm not quite sure how to break down the torso though, so that it looks a bit more overall, it's not terrible. It does get the impression of, you know, you got one foot there, the other foot there. Like I was showing here, there is the curvature between the arms and the back. Face. The torso is difficult because she looks like she's kind of curved like that. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. It's not hard. I mean, I feel like this was a lot. Oh, I even got another page. Hold on. Nice. I don't know. I see a little bit of improvement, which is nice. If I did this every day, I need to start doing this every day. Doesn't take that hard. Doesn't take too much work. I can do it. I can do it. And so like, one sent me this photo, which was a good reference on of what I want to do. You know, breaking down a picture into the parts of the body. So like, nope, I want to draw this one. So like, here's the skull, right? And then we've got the jaw. We've got the neck. Let's and then for the torso, we're not going to get too detailed on the torso, but like torso. We've got one part of the arm, and then with the second part of the arm, because this is a joint. And on the hand, we've got thumb, and then we've got the other part of the hand, and this is the wrist joint. And then for the other arm, we've got that, and we've got that, and this is the joint. And then we've got thumb, followed by the rest of the hand. Nope. Where that's the joint. However, it's like, okay, well, what is this, the pelvis region? So it's like, because the spine would be like that. And this is where the rotation happens. so here is one leg. That's the knee. So that would be where the joint is, right there. Joint in the hip would be right there. There's one. There's two, because this would actually extend right around to there. Like that. And then the foot that's the ankle area. And then for the opposite leg, we've got that. The hip joint would be around there? No. Joint would be right around there. Because the knee would be right around here. Kind of like that. And you take that away, and that's a figure. It's not bad. Okay. I can understand that. So I got a couple of other pictures that I downloaded from through reference as well, because I wanted to try doing this a little bit more. It's a big picture. Actually, let me resize this and refix this. What is reference? And this is where I get all these images from. I'll post it in YouTube chat too. That's where I get the references, or I got these references from today. Why is my phone not charging? Oh, he's cooperating. The phone charger is being temperamental today. There we go. Okay, for this one, let's move you over a little more. It's like for this one, here is the skull. I feel like that would be the jaw. We've got the neck there. And that would be right around underneath where the rib cage is, I think. Because that is there. And then we've got first arm. My second arm, right? And that's the elbow. And that's the shoulder joint. because that's the spine. And the first hand would be that's a wrist. Yeah? Yeah. Now for the second one, you don't really see much of it, but because of the way his body's tilted, that's where the shoulder would be. And the second hand would be there. That's the core. Its first socket would be there. The second socket would be there, the hip joints. That's a little too high up, I think. Right there. But of course, shortening. That's his thigh right there. Right on there. Because that's the knee. That's his shin. That would be more or less where his ankle is. And that would be his foot. And that would be his neck, and that would be the trapezius, I believe. Can't really see the one behind it because of the way his angle, but it would be more or less like that, I feel. And that's his knee joint there. Well, let's not put that in yet. This would be like that. His knee would be here, and then it would extend downward. Like so. And of course the foot would be and you take the picture away and you get more or less its poses. Because he is sitting down, as opposed to the first one where she's standing. More like that sort of deal. It looks a little awkward, I guess, but you can see that he isn't centered and that there is perspective. His body is kind of turned as opposed to the front, which is more like that. And then it extends, and then it extends. You think so? It's like, see, I want to be able to do this without having to use the reference, but at the same time, understanding the way the body flows, this is really helping, because that's what I was struggling with down here. Like, I was able to get close to what I was seeing, but the proportions are just a little off, and the perspective was a little off. So well, I've got an ad coming in like 2 minutes, so I'm gonna pick the next photo and get it. Let's do this one. I'm actually really impressed that I'm actually getting the rotations correct. No, don't move the center. So I'm really glad I found that true reference, that true ref webpage. I think I saw it first on Twitter, and they have a bunch of packs that they have like for that you pay, and you get a lot of like access to all of that, a lot of different poses and everything. But I was happy, like really happy, that they also have like a large collection of free ones to look through, and I was like, oh, nice. Hello, Maple Marie. Welcome in. It is a little bit of an unfortunate timing because I am right about to hit an ad break. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully see you afterwards as I attempt to figure out my anatomy and learn, because I am not quite an artist yet. Because this is where, more or less, where we're starting. Either way, I hope you're having a good day. And I will be right back after this. Thank you! I hope you're having a good day as well, and I hope you can enjoy those vibes as well. Be right back though. went and made more coffee. Oh, that's not the right button. Because coffee is love and coffee is life. So over here we have what? This guy would be here. Because that would be the jaw. It's easy to see where a skeleton would be because it's got, well, right there. Or at least his spine. And on this one it's nice because it does have that kind of off-center kilt to it. And it would be his first arm would be right around here. And the joint would be what, right there? I need to extend the chest a little bit. Like that. Yeah. Because then that will sit perfectly like that. But then on this side as well. It'll be like that. Because it would be like that. Yeah. Oop, oop, oop. Elbow. Elbow. Mitten. And that would be the wrist joint. And then one would be back here. And the mitten would be right here. And that would be the wrist joint. So here and here, I feel. Be where the socket would be. As well as here. Right? These would be easy. One, extend it down past ankle. Goes knee. this one over here as well. It's a little easier to see on this one. The foot is broken down a little bit more. And you've got the heel. And the toes. And this one would be toes. Heel. I feel. That's how it would be. Because this perspective on the foot is a little bit different. You know, you've got the where you do all your turning and twisting. Then you've got the neck and the trap and the trap. Ah. Yeah. See, you know, there's a lot of discourse about the whole, you don't trace, tracing is bad. But at the same time, it's like, it's also great for, oh, my headphone, and my earbuds. Okay. Helping to figure out where the anatomy is. Like, let me see. This is a fun one. True ref, you are definitely. Why is it all blurry? Well, I guess it doesn't need to be perfect resolution. Oh, because even this is blurry. What's going on? My screen a little messed up? Oh, okay, there it is. Okay. Just need to mess up the plug a little bit. Okay. And this one. Head and the jaw. We've got that looks to be where her spine-ish would be. Off center, I think. Like that? No, it still seems a little. It's a little off center. I really like this pencil. Also, like that. Like that. As it's. Right? And then the shoulder more. across like that, where they're both kind of behind her. So you would actually not see this. I mean, I'm guessing I'm drawing both sides no matter what. That would be the first shoulder joint. And the second one would be all the way over here. Away from her. And let's see, we've got one there. And a mitten. And that's the joint. So we've got a neck and a neck. And the two traps like that. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. And the tricky one is, okay, look at that. Well, not the knee, but shoulder. Shoulder is easy to trace on this one. It would be like this. And that would be the shoulder joint. And then, because of the positioning, you don't really see like that. Because it would shoot downward back, and it would shoot up here like this. And because of the way her hand is positioned, you don't see the thumb, you only see the mitten. And then, same thing for the pelvic region. Where we got one like that, and then a knee. The leg is kind of folded onto itself and smushed. And you've got the heel. Base of the foot. The toes. So you've got the ankle. And then you got the toe joint. And you can see that one side is shorter than the other because she's leaning. And then on this one, it's okay here. So here is where her hip joint is. And it's a bit of guesswork because of the positioning of her leg. It's like, okay. And then the knee's right there because we can see it pretty well. You can tell in the base photo that her elbow is resting on her knee. And then from here, we can't see the heel. We know we've got the joint there, base of the foot. And then we've got the toes, and the way the toes bend. take it away, and voila. We've got this is actually helping me understand how the body sits rather nicely. Like on this one, you would be like, what? Okay, we're gonna erase that, and then we're gonna erase this. That's how that body would sit. Because this is the armpit. What else? We did this one. Stick this one in. One second. Whoops, forgot to turn on the mic. This one has a bit of a different angle as well, right? I was like, okay. I didn't really need to make that so intense. Looks a little bit weird. I don't like it. I made too many circles on it. There we go, that's a bit better. Because that is his jaw, alright? And then that's more or less the spine. But this is the problem I had with that other one from the line of action where the body was turned a little bit. I wasn't sure how to draw it. Because we got one shoulder there and one shoulder there. That. Where this one's a bit more foreshortened, and then like that. Where because he's tilted back, the little center ball is a bit more in front. And it's like, okay, we got that. And for his arm, got the first part of the arm, and that's his elbow. And then it's shorter because he's facing it away. Like so. Right? And we've got, okay, here's the thumb. And then here's the mitten. And that's the joint there. And then the back arm would be like that. Because it should be even smaller than the forearm, because it's behind him. It looks like it's pointed away. So it would be whereas that's that. And then we've got the thumb. And we've got the mitten and the wrist. You take it away and it looks like he's actually still both slightly twisted and tilted back. And then you come back down to his pelvic region and it's squared. Well, more squared than if he was more tilted. That. So you've got that happening. So then his foreleg would be around here. And then if what I'm seeing is correct, there's space between his legs so that they're not close together. So that the legs are kind of like that. But then this leg would be like this. With the knee joint being right around there. Well, knee joint would be around here somewhere, but it's not too bad. We've got the heel. And we've got three parts of his foot, because I think breaking down the foot into three parts, now that I'm understanding it a little bit better, is important. Because the foot is essentially three parts. We've got the heel, we've got the base, and then we've got the toes. Why is my dog barking? 1 second. Silly dog. It's like someone had mentioned to me before, we've got that as one part, we've got the thing that kind of deal. You know? Sort of. It kind of makes sense. Makes sense to me. And on the back leg, it would be, if this is the first one, the second one would be right around there. Just off of guesswork, it would be like this. There's a second one. Like this. And that's the second knee. And you've got the heel. And the base of the foot. And the toes. The proportions on that foot may be a little bit off. But I'm going off so you can see his toes. Hold on, that makes it actually makes it a little bit easier then. You can see his toes. His toes do extend a little bit. His toes would be around here, so then the base of the foot would be around here. And that would be the heel. And that would be kind of like that. Not quite, but kind of like that. You take it away and you can see not only is his body twisted a little bit, but it goes like that. And that there's space between his legs and they spread out. So that it's like that kind of deal, I guess. Yeah. It makes sense in my head. It totally makes sense in my head. Let's get some. No. This one's a little bit bigger. I got a decent size of well, on this one, the head looks like it's that way because it's resting on something, and the spine kind of curves down like that. So we've got that would be his jaw. Oops. Oh, the jaw's a little bit too big. That works. That works fine. Yeah. Then we've got here. Yes. Right? Because the neck is there. You don't really see the trap going up because the trap is kind of right here. So it would be We've got 1 and 2. We've got where his bending and movement would be. Coffee break. Okay. So again, we've got the shortening. We've got one arm like this. Elbow here. And then for the hand, we don't see the thumb really. We're just gonna make a mitten. We can have a wrist placement. We're gonna do like that because the thumb would be behind on that side. And for this one, something like this. Okay, alright. Well, it should be a little bit more extended. Because you have a little around here. It's gonna go right around there. From this angle, we can see along with the rest of the mitten. And we've got the wrist right there. Because we've got that resting on his shoulder, the little nook behind where the neck is. And same deal, this part of this is also a little more squared, but it does have a little bit of a twist to it. Because it's a little bit away. So it's like one hip socket there, one hip socket there. Someone is mowing their lawn. Like that. And then first calf would be right around here. And that would be the knee, the back of the knee. And then for the foot, we've got the heel. And then we've got the chunky part of the foot. And then we've got toesies. We've got one joint there and one joint there. And then this one will be similar but angled differently because it is facing, or rather it is pointing away from us. However, we still just really see the back of the leg and the back of the knee. And that would be the back of the knee, right? However, on this foot, we see more of the heel, only a little bit of the base of the foot, and then we've got the toes. So then we've got, right? Yeah. So when he bends and turns, this is where it's going to be coming across. Let's move it there. Well. It makes sense to me. It makes a lot of sense to me. It's like even on this one, it would be like that to fill it in. Like that. I know there's a lot of discourse about whole tracing, but this has been very, very informative. Because I don't think I'd be able to figure out how to properly do this on my own. Even with just by looking at things and having references. Can I draw it on my own just yet? I don't know. I might be able to make something like this a little bit cleaner. You know? Proportions may still be a little bit off, but I feel this has been very, 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 very informative. Or is educational the proper word? Perhaps. Perhaps. So let's try this one. This one's probably a little more difficult because it's a little more covered, however. It shouldn't be too bad because, let's see, we've got, it's not on the right layer. Skull, we've got the jawline. We know, you can tell that there's one socket there for her shoulder, right? The torso looks to be around here. Her neck would be, that would be the spine. I'm kind of guessing that's where the spine would be. That would be her shoulder, or rather her neck muscle mass, kind of. And we've got the first arm in the front, like that. And then it's pointed away. Like that. And again, we don't see the thumb. We know the wrist is there, and the rest of the mittens are there. I'm not quite sure how I would get, oh no, hover arm. Because, let's see, we've got one there, and then we got the other hand there. Sort of, right? And since it's the entirely hidden by the rest of her body, but I feel like it would be no, because you don't actually see any of it, so it would be kind of like that. I feel like the other arm is right here. It's like that. It'd be more like this. Kind of like that. Can't really tell because here where the arms are. That would be my guess, my best guess. We got our center here. Hip socket, knee to hip socket. This leg does look like it's facing forward, and she is a little off center. Because like that. This leg is forward and this leg is backwards. Or not backwards, but behind, however. It would be like that. And there would be the knee. Right? And then the heel, and the meaty part of the foot, and then we've got like that. Oh, that's not the eraser. Like that, and that's the ankle. Where we've got like that, and we have and for this one, it's got the knees right there, where the angle looks like. It would be Yeah, I kind of feel like that works because then we've got what? Where that's the ankle, and those are the toes, and those are the toes. Take that away and a little off. It's a little, the foot's a little off. The leg might be a little off as well. Well, not terrible. Because you can definitely see that there's like that, like that. This should be more like this, because we've got kind of like that going on. It's not, it's fair. The proportions are more or less fair. Can't wait till I can make something like this without having to use a sketch, but we'll get there eventually. And then we can go like, okay, what about having using this? How would I do something like this? I think I got these off of what was that other website that I used? These are things that were from Pinterest. Just looking up like male hands or photo references and things like that. By that same, isn't that same methodology? It's like, okay, well, okay, and we got the same way I was breaking down the foot, breaking down the hand a little bit more. We've got it's like every time I try to draw hands, I wouldn't get the proportions right. And why I wouldn't get the proportions right? Because I was never drawing them from where the knuckles start. I would draw them like this. And that's not quite where they begin. Because they should be starting where the knuckle is. And then like that. Because we've got the base hand and all of these next to or go through the center wrist area. And the way I was doing it before would be like, oh, it's starting from here and then it's going that way, which kind of throws off the whole feeling of it. Like we'll do it on this one. Okay, well. And it's drawing the meaty part of the hand be beyond the knuckles, because the knuckles are this way, right? And then before it would be like, okay, we're gonna go like this. And then I'd have to guess, you know, oh, where are the knuckles? It actually kind of works though. I don't know if you had a bit more practice with like placement on things, but I think it's important to know where the bone actually sits, because then you better express how the hands move. It's like, okay, here's the next one. Because when your hands move, they move based off of the joints. Knowing where the joints are makes it easier. It's like, oh, maybe I want to move the finger this way. And now I know that that is where it's going to move instead of here. You know? The same thing with like the wrist. And making sure that it overlaps, I know like, okay, that's where it's going to bend. Not over here or over here, but that's where the space is, that the wrist bends and moves. And then the same thing over here. This is where the fingers move. And this is where the fingers will move. I don't know. Doing this and seeing this, it gives a good understanding on where I need to actually make the fingers and the joints and the things bend. It's like here, that's where the elbows are. And this would be connected to that, and then to that. And then here would be, okay, all these are connected that way. And then eventually, like, I'd be able to take this and swing it this way, and then have the wrist swing it this way, and then have the fingers like that, and then like that. Oop, just hit another ad. Be right back. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Like on this one. A little more complicated because the fingers are all intertwined. However, we've got, okay. Wrong layer. We've got that there. And then we've got if I'm not mistaken, like this. Alright? We're not even gonna do the other hand yet. So we got now that we've got actually the thumbs, or at least one thumb in vision. Like, okay, where does this go? A nice meaty thumb area right there. And we've got the next part of it, and we've got the next part of it. Right? And we've got... I need to actually keep forgetting that I can do this, and it isn't cheating. We've got the first part right there, I think. Right? Yeah. Because the next part is very shortened. That dog of mine. We've got the last one right here. 1 second. My dear Nyx is being rather feisty today. Every time she sees someone outside, she starts barking. And yeah, let's zoom in a little bit and get a bit of a clearer picture. Yeah, I remember when eons ago when I was looking how to do, I think it was digital. Or no, it was paper. For some reason, the instructor was like, you have to learn how to draw without turning your paper because you won't always be able to turn your paper. You might have a really big canvas, or your canvas may not be able to move. So you need to be able to move your body to draw. And then of course, you know, that's not true really at all, because you can move your canvas most of the time. Digitally, you can literally move your paper however you need to. So I don't know why that particular bit of bad information stuck in my head, but it did. So I always like get caught up on not moving my canvas or my paper around, and it's frustrating to say the least. Yeah. I was like, okay, so that dog is really yapping today. That's all you really can see. Then it goes down like that. You can't really see the last one, but we know it's going to be right around here. So we'll just put it like that. So we can be like, okay, well, like that. You know? And then the flip side, we got, okay, so wrist is kind of like that, right? And then the wrist hand is like this. And it comes across here. And then if that's going to come down this way, and then this is where this thumb is, and that's one thumb. And we've got it gets a little messy because it looks like it comes across like this. Yeah. Versus this one looking like it sits like this, and then coming down like this, and then coming across like this. Okay. Not quite. It comes across like that. Like in between, like that. We've got where it's like that. And of course you got the little one over here that really extends to the around like that. But it's a lot messier because they're interlaced. then you can take this and go, okay, well, based off of what I saw, or what I can see, it's because we see this one is on top, right? And then we don't see. We see that one? No, we don't. Because this finger is on top. Right? So we don't see that part, or this part, or this part, or this part, because we see this finger coming down across. We don't see this. We see this finger coming across like that underneath this one. So we get like that, that, that. And then it would be, oh, you don't see this part of the finger, or this part of the finger. As the next one we see is that. We don't see any of these. Because the next one on this one we see, well, you actually see it like this. Because this finger's behind that one, we see that. And then we see that, like that. So they're a bit more layered. You see like that, like that. Yeah, interlocking hands is rather difficult. But you can kind of, well, in that giant mess, you can kind of see where the fingers are. Like, you do see this one, and 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 then you go, that one there, this one here, the pinky there that you don't see, this one leads right here, and you've got that one there, and you got that one there, and these all connect that way, and these all connect that way. It's like a really complicated braid. And then let me see. I think let's do a foot image. His feet and hands are oddly kind of similar in a weird way. Come on, go underneath the layer, thank you. As we've got, okay. We've got, looks like the knee is right around here. We've got right, and that looks like it's the heel. And then that's the meaty part of the foot, right? And then we've got toe, 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 toe. Are toes 3 parts? You've got 2. I don't know. Those 3 parts, or are they 2 parts? That's a good question. You've got 1 knuckle, 2 knuckle, 3? Sort of? 3? I guess another thing I'm gonna have to look at. Now let's just do it as 2. Because then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's kind of like a hand, but a little more stretched out. It's like on this one it would be okay. Like that. And that's the ankle. It would be right? So that's more or less what a heel is because of the ankle. It's a little bit weird. And then we've got the foot, or like the meaty bone, the meaty part of the foot, right? And you've got, okay, well, here's one part of the toe, and here's a big part of the toe. Here's one part of the toe, here's the second part of the toe. No, I don't like where that one is. I don't like that. We take that away and, well, it kind of does look like a foot. Because each of these will go to where that is. And in that way, we know that's where one bend can happen, and that's where another bend can happen. So if you're standing on, you know, like, what is it, the ball of your feet, you'd be putting pressure here, versus if you wanted to stand on, you know, the bend of your toes, you'd be putting pressure down here. Or here's another foot, or rather a pair of feet. Oh, Pinterest, you have so many things. I know it's a really weird thing to say, but I do want to be able to draw hands and feet well. Because I don't know, I don't want to draw weird looking toes. Maybe it's just a weird part of my brain. Like here is 1 foot, and then the ankle around here. We've got, okay, this is easy. You can see the heel is here. We can see part of the foot is there. And we've got toes. We have okay. We've got the heel. We've got the meaty part of the foot. The heel is facing that way, towards each other. We got, okay, well, here's one big toe. There's another one. That away, and it does resemble feet laying down that you're looking down at. I feel like this definitely has helped my understanding of where body parts sit. And it's not like a super in-depth or anatomy or anything like that, but I think this will definitely help with that. Will definitely help the next time I do line art or the line of action stuff. I mean, this was good with, you know, getting the general flow of what the figures were, and then fleshing them out also helped, and then an actual getting them to look a little more like people. I was not so far off. Like on this one, that center should have been more here-ish, I think. A little more in front of because they weren't standing straight, they were standing a little more curved, where kind of like that, and their bendy center would be right there, you know. This one was fine because they were standing more or less like with their backs towards us. Same with this one. But it is kind of nice seeing, you know, oh wow, each one did get a little bit better. And I haven't really been practicing on my own, unfortunately. I did draw some eyes that I was drawing off of a reference, but I was distracted and didn't get too many drawn. You know, shame on me. I need to try and make sure I get that done today. But this, where is it? Where's my mouse? These were helpful. Like, even if this one looks like it's really jumbled, I can at least see a little bit more where the fingers are and how they interlock. This one was nice to see, you know, okay, this is where the heel is, and this is where the meat of the foot is, and this is where the bones and everything kind of sits. Same thing with the hand. Like clearly the thumb would be underneath. I think that's where the thumbs would be. Yeah, because that's the pinky. The thumb would be, you know, hanging behind here and hanging behind here. And all of the figures, like, are definitely helpful and useful. Like, I think a little bit later, I'll go and redo the line of action stuff of a classroom and see. I mean, why don't I just do that right now? Why not? Why not? Let's get another line of action going. To see if I did in fact learn anything from this. I hope so. It'll be embarrassing if I went through all this and it's like, oh, you didn't really learn anything, even though I really feel like I did. So it's like, okay, well, face here, then we've got what? Okay, that is not what I was expecting at all. Interesting. Wasn't expecting someone to be doing a handstand. That was a little weird with the legs. This is a little bit difficult. The toes are a little off, but and this, you can't actually see this foot because it's like directly behind him. But the heel and the knee are lined up where they need to be. Proportions. Still gotta work on more proportions. General idea of it is there, yeah, but there's so much more I can do to improve. wouldn't say they're fantastic or anything, but I do feel like they're getting somewhere. To some extent, I think. Yeah, this person is like sitting cross-legged, and it is not something that I've practiced. So it's everything was going okay until I got to the legs. Yeah. I don't want to continue that one. That one's hard. And I run out of space. You see? Some of them came out okay. Complicated poses, not so much. Was that the last one? Yeah. Alright, that's good. Well... Oh, and just in time, we're about to hit an ad break that I'm going to snooze, because I'm just going to end it here for today. Oh, practice. You know what I say? Practice makes perfect. I think I'd be able to do this one a little bit better. I had gotten a bit more practice here in this area with someone that was actually sitting cross-legged. Because I don't have any like that. Like this one came out okay. That one came out okay. All of these came out okay, you know? This one's a little bit weird. That one came out okay. This one was sad. The legs I really didn't like how the legs came out. But again, that kind of leans into the whole, you know, the hands. The first time I tried to do those hands without doing it this way, without breaking it down, it came out really confused. At least with this way, I understand the flow a little bit better. Could I draw that again without, you know, tracing over it? Not yet. Not yet. But I want to be able to draw these. Like that. Or even like that. Because the gestures came out okay. Like you can see what they were doing, you know? And the gestures came out fine. Snooze. I thought I hit new snooze. And the gestures came out okay. Both times, really. So, we're getting there. We're getting there. We will practice more, maybe today. But I will definitely try and make sure I start practicing every day. That is the goal. Everyday practice. So I want to draw stuff. Not just for myself, but I want to draw others. You know? I want to draw fan art for people. You know, things that I enjoy. And every journey starts with the first step. And this is my first step. Yeah. But alright, I'm gonna stop here. Thank you for listening to me ramble and attempt to teach myself how to draw. I think I made some decent progress. I think I learned a little bit more. Probably do more stuff like this so I can go more into, you know, anatomy and things like that. There's so much for me to learn. And I'm just taking little itty bitty bite-sized pieces of it all. So hopefully, you know, everyone sees, people who see this be like, hey, we all start somewhere. And it's okay if we don't start where we want to start. It's about keeping on, and not stopping. But have a good night, have a good morning, have a good evening, eat tasty things, drink nice drinks, have a good one, spread love, and I will see you all tomorrow, or tomorrow's Wednesday. I think we're playing Near Replicant tomorrow, so we're going to be doing that. Until then, take it easy. Bye.